Part 3, Summer 17. Chapter 23. In Woods Hole, a port town, Mommy and I let the Goldens out of the car and drag our bags down to where Aunt Carrie is standing on the dock. Carrie gives Mommy a long hug before she helps us load our bags and the dogs onto the big motorboat. You're more beautiful than ever, she says, and thank God you're here. Oh, quiet, says Mommy. I know you've been sick, Carrie says to me. She's the tallest of my aunts, and the eldest Sinclair daughter. Her sweater is long and cashmere. The lines on the side of her mouth are deep. She's wearing some ancient jade jewelry that belongs to Gran. Nothing wrong with me that a Percocet and a couple of slugs of vodka doesn't cure, I say. Carrie laughs, but Mommy leans in and says, she's not taking Percocet. She's taking a non-addictive medicine the doctor prescribes. This isn't true. The non-addictive medicines didn't work. She's too thin, says Carrie. It's all the vodka, I say. It fills me up. She can't eat much when she's hurting, says Mommy, and the pain makes her nauseated. Bess made a blueberry pie you like, Aunt Carrie tells me. She gives Mommy another hug. You guys are so huggy all of a sudden, I say. You never used to be huggy. Aunt Carrie hugs me too. She smells of expensive lemony perfume. I hadn't seen her in a long time. The drive out of the harbor is cold and sparkly. I sit on the back of the boat while Mommy stands next to Aunt Carrie behind the wheel. I twirl my hand in the water. It sprays the arm of my duffel coat, soaking the canvas. I will see Gat soon. Gat, my Gat. Who is not my Gat? The houses, the littles, the ants, the liars. I will hear the sound of the seagulls, taste slumps and pie and homemade ice cream. I'll hear the pong and the tennis balls, the bark of the Goldens, the echo of my breath in a snorkel. We'll make bonfires that will smell of ashes. Will I still be at home? Before long, Beechwood is ahead of us, a familiar outline looming. The first house I see is Windmere, with all of its multitude of peaked roofs. The room on the far right is Mommy's. There are her pale blue curtains. My own window looks to the inside of the island. Carrie steers the boat around the tip, and I can see Cuddledown there on the lowest point of the island, with its chubby box-like structure. A bitty sandy cove, the tiny beach, is tucked in the bottom of a long wooden staircase. The view changes as we circle the eastern side of the island. I can't see much of Redgate among the trees, but I glimpse its red trim. Then the big beach, accessed by another wooden staircase. Claremont sits at the highest point, with water views in three directions. I crane my neck to look for its friendly turret, but it isn't there. The trees that used to shade the big sloping yard, they're gone too. Instead of the Victorian 6-bedroom with a wraparound porch and a farmhouse kitchen, instead of the house where Granddad spent every summer since forever, I see a sleek, modern building perched on a rocky hill. There's a Japanese garden on one side, a bare rock on the other. The house is glass and iron. Cold. Carrie cuts the engine down, which makes it easier to talk. That's New Claremont, she says. It was just a shell last year. I never imagined he wouldn't have a lawn, says Mommy. Wait till you see the inside. The walls are bare, and when we got here yesterday, he had nothing in the fridge but some apples and a wedge of Harvati. Since when does he even like Harvati? Asked Mommy. Harvati isn't even a good cheese. He doesn't know how to shop. Jenny and Lucille, that's the new cook, only do what he tells them to do. He's been eating cheese toast. But I made a huge list, and they went to the Edgartown market. We have enough for a few days now. Mommy shivers. It's good we're here. I stare at the new building while my aunts talk. I knew Granddad renovated. Of course, he and Mommy talked about the new kitchen when he visited a few days ago. The fridge and the extra freezer, the warming drawer and the spice racks. I didn't realize he'd torn the old house down, that the lawn was gone and the trees, especially the huge old maple with the tire swing beneath it. That tree must have been 100 years old. A wave surges up, dark blue, lapping from the sea like a whale. It arches over me. The muscles of my neck spasm. My throat catches. I fold beneath the weight of it. The blood rushes to my head. I am drowning. It all seems so sad, so unbearably sad for a second, to think of the lovely old maple with a swing, We never told the tree how much we loved it. We never gave it a name, never did anything for it. It could have lived so much longer. I am so, so cold. Cadence, Mommy is leaning over me. I reach and clutch her hand. Be normal now, she whispers. Right now. What? Because you are. Because you can be. Okay, it was just a tree. Just a tree with a tire swing that I loved a lot. Don't cause a scene, whispers Mommy. Breathe and sit up. I do what she asks as soon as I am able, just as I have always done. Aunt Carrie provides distractions, speaking brightly. The new garden is nice when you get used to it, she says. There's a seating area for cocktail hour. Taft and Will are finding special rocks. She turns the boat towards the shore, and suddenly I can see my liars waiting. Not on the dock, but by the weathered wooden fence that runs along the perimeter path. Miriam stands with her feet on the lower half of the barrier, waving joyfully, her hair whipping in the wind. Miriam, she is sugar, she is curiosity and rain. Johnny jumps up and down, every now and then doing a cartwheel. Johnny, he is bounce, he is effort and snark. Gat, my Gat. Once upon a time, my Gat. He has come out to see me too. He stands back from the slats of the fence on the rocky hill that now leads to Claremont. He's doing pretend Sephomore, waving his arms in ornate patterns as if I'm supposed to understand some sort of secret code. He's contemplation and enthusiasm, ambition and strong coffee. Welcome home, they are saying. Welcome home. Chapter 24. The liars don't come to the dock when we pull in, and neither do Aunt Bess and Granddad. Instead, it's only the littles, Will, Taft, Liberty, and Bonnie. The boys, both 10, kick one another and wrestle around. Taft runs over and grabs my arm. I pick him up, spin him. He's surprisingly light, with his freckled body is made of bird parts. You feeling better, I ask. We're having ice cream bars in the freezer, he yells. We have ice cream bars in the freezer, he yells. 3 different kinds. You just passed the second one. Seriously, Taft? You were a mess on the phone last night. Was not. Yeah. Were too. Mirren read me a story. Then I went to sleep. No big whoop. I ruffle his honey hair. It's not a house. It's just a house. A lot of houses seem scary at night. But in the morning, they're friendly again. We're not staying at Cuddle Down anyway, Taft says. We moved into New Claremont with Granddad now. You did? We have to be orderly there and not act like idiots. We took our stuff already. And Will caught 3 jellyfish at the big beach and also a dead crab. Will you come see them? Sure. He has the crab in his pocket, but the jellies are in a bucket of water, says Taft, and runs off. Mommy and I walk across the island to Windmere, a short distance on a wooden walkway. The twins help with our suitcases. Granddad and Aunt Bess are in the kitchen. There are wildflowers in vases on the counter, and Bess scrubs a clean sink with a Brillo pad while Granddad reads the Martha's Vineyard Times. Bess is softer than her sisters and blonder, but still the same mold. She's wearing white jeans and a navy blue cotton top with the diamond jewelry. She takes off rubber gloves and then kisses Mommy and hugs me too long and too hard, like she's trying to hug some deep, secret message. She smells of bleach and wine. Granddad stands up, but doesn't cross the room until Bess is done hugging. Hello there, Mirren, he says jovially. Grand to see you. He's doing that a lot, Carrie says to me and Mommy, calling people Mirren who aren't Mirren. I know she's not Mirren, Granddad says. The adults talk amongst themselves, and I'm left with the twins. They look awkward in Crocs and summer dresses. They must be almost 14 by now. They have Mirren's strong legs and blue eyes, but their faces are pinched. Your hair is black, says Bonnie. You look like a dead vampire. Bonnie, Liberty smacks her. I mean, it's redundant because all vampires are dead, says Bonnie. But they have circles under their eyes and the white skin like you do. Be nice to Katie, whispers Liberty. Mom told us. I am being nice, said Bonnie. A lot of vampires are extremely sexy. That's a documented fact. I told you I don't want you talking about creepy dead stuff this summer, says Liberty. You were bad enough last night. She turns to me. Bonnie's obsessed with dead things. She's reading books about them all the time, and then she can't sleep. It's annoying when you share a room. Liberty says all this without ever looking me in the eye. I was talking about Katie's hair, said Bonnie. You don't have to tell her she looks dead. It's okay, I tell Bonnie. I don't exactly care what you think, so it's perfectly okay.